gone straight through the red line.
We've got damage, we've got damage.
Don't do that! Stay still!
Derbyshire traffic cops.
It does have warning markers for potential firearms.
Turn over! You're under arrest. Intent to supply class A drug.
Police 1,000 square miles.
It's a crash.
You got any other injury other than your head?
With some of the UK's most dangerous roads.
How nobody's been killed out of this, I don't know.
Do you know how fast you were going?
It's scary when stuff like this happens.
In life and death situations.
Get on the ground, you'll be tased! We've got runners. Face down.
Yes, successful sting.
Around every corner.
Great acting, mate.
1, 2, 3. There's a new challenge for the traffic cops.
Step out of the vehicle now! I'm going
Stay
home.
there.
Stop grabbing me like that.
Crash.
I've got it.
Coming up,
Driver's potentially got no pulse.
extreme weather
6-month-old baby in the car and the baby's mom as well.
and bad decisions
Tractor's pulled out here, failed to stop. Fiesta's hit it and then ended up over there.
along country roads.
The tractor driver's alleging that the brakes have failed on it.
And distracted drivers
When he hit the vehicle, he was on the wrong side of the road
Okay.
and was coming around the corner at some speed.
putting lives at risk.
You can look like that as much as you want, okay? Nobody else has come off the road. Okay, so you're going too fast with the conditions.
Yeah, I've just heard your last to another force about the weather situation. I'm honest, this Channel Fear updating it.
Derbyshire's Peak District is one of Britain's highest national parks, affected by severe conditions most winters.
Sunday morning, and there's been a big dump of snow overnight, which obviously means that people are, again, not used to driving in it. There's been a few accidents already that we've attended to this morning. People either going onto roads that the cars can't cope with or just going too fast. So
PC Bex Callan is starting patrol in North Derbyshire.
if I'm on my way to work and there's been heavy rain or snow, I know it's going to be a shift of crashes, basically, because people do not drive to the conditions and they take silly chances. We'll probably get called to cars that are stuck or collisions, things like that. So I've got the Ranger today, which is a big 4x4, which does very well in this weather. So we should be able to get to people if they need help.
Got you assigned to a job from this morning. It's that vehicle in a ditch.
1-1, put me to that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, thank you.
It's an RTC up in Hope Valley at Kerber, and the male's in and out of consciousness, so we need to make our way up there and see what's happened, really.
The incidents occurred in remote countryside.
But we are about 40 minutes away, but we still need to drive to the conditions. You know, we can't be flying up there at top speed in this weather because we'll have accidents ourselves. Just got an update to say that the driver's potentially got no pulse, so it's taken a turn for the worst. It was potentially just RTC, but it could be serious injury or fatal. You know, if he's got no pulse and it's serious injury, life-threatening, you can't see, can you, at all? See about 100 metres. Our job is to preserve life first. That's what we've got to do. I'm not actually getting any updates at the minute. Tango 11, State 6. Fire is also State 6.
Tango 11 got mighty rescue that's been called out, so I don't know if you need him or not.
Oh. Very slippy. Right. Hello?
We were outside because we got down around the corner to see what was happening and she just came flying down.
Right. Is she breathing, conscious?
He's just, regained consciousness.
Right. Any Oscar Tango 1-1? Daughter in the car and baby, who are both fine.
As fire and rescue officers help a mother and baby.
Yeah, she's still in the car, but she is conscious and breathing.
A grandmother, who's the driver, is being kept in the car until paramedics arrive.
Hello, were you in the car with her? Yeah, right. Are you two okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, ambulance is coming anyway, so they can check you and her out.
It's mainly, like, obviously her, I'm not it's her.
Yeah, of course. What's happened? Have you just been coming down this way?
Yeah, so we've come, like, obviously it's been icy all the way up, and it's the way that Google Maps has brought us. So we've come down here, and, like, she's seen the corner, and the car just kind of started slipping.
Yeah.
And then it just went back, and we just went straight up and over the wall.
Okay. NA Oscar Tango 1-1.
While they wait for an ambulance, a mountain rescue medical team arrives.
The daughter and the baby's fine. They're leaving her there until we've got somewhere to put her, because at the minute we haven't. So basically, the driver's been coming down here, and as you can see on this corner, it's just compacted snow turned into ice. And whether she was coming too fast or not, she's not going to have made this corner in a small Kia. So she's gone straight over the stone wall into the farmer's field. Luckily, she seems to be all right. She's conscious and breathing. There was a 6-month-old baby in the car as well that's all right, and the baby's mum. So thankfully they're both all right, but just a recipe for disaster coming down here. Drivers that crash in these conditions are not adjusting their driving style. Weather warnings go out to say, stay at home. If you don't need to drive, don't drive. People don't listen to that. People still go out into the countryside. People still go down country lanes when it's been snowing, and people are going out in their small front-wheel drive, tiny cars, and they get stuck.
After getting as close as they can by road, paramedics arrive on foot to treat the driver.
Where do you live here?
I live in just the other side of that tree. You can just make out in the mist down there.
Ah, right.
An eyewitness confirms to Bex what happened.
This is always terrible in this weather. People just don't come prepared, and drivers don't realise quite how steep the road is. I think last year there were 4 went through this particular wall. So if it's snowy like this, don't come over the moorland roads.
Beautiful job.
Every year we get 3 or 4 cars and usually a van, and sometimes they go through the wall, sometimes they bounce off it, but it's a regular occurrence.
I would definitely be at home, was I not at work today.
I would be right. You can fire on from work.
Yeah.
The driver's going to be checked over at a local trauma unit.
So the lady's gone off to hospital with aches and pains. I don't think there's major damage to a car. There's damage to a bit of wall. Baby and her daughter's fine. So yeah, we've scraped the road so nobody else has a crash around this corner, hopefully. And we'll get off to the next job.
Coming up.
Got a report of what appears to be a potential fatal RTC.
A bad crash.
Got reports of a couple of casualties.
On a dark rural road.
The tractor has come out of this junction where it collided with the Fiesta.
Leaves a life in the balance.
If somebody's going to die from this, we need to find out answers and what caused it.
Forcing officers to make an arrest.
Causing serious injury by dangerous driving.
From an A traffic unit, start making the way, please, to this. Got a report of what appears to be a potential fatal RTC.
What is the job? I've heard nothing what it is other than a RTC.
I think it's a farm. Just stand by, I'll have another look.
Is anybody unconscious?
Near Chesterfield, PC Craig Dawes is on his way to a serious crash.
Max is upside down. The car's up smoking. Got 4 patients that they're aware of, bleeding and wounds. Vehicles rolled over.
Officers like Craig deal with hundreds of bad smashes on rural roads in winter every year.
got reports of a couple of casualties. Tractors on its roof or on its side. It's a high-speed road that's unlit, so at that time of night it's going to be a bad one. Anything involving a tractor and a car at speed, it's going to be quite an impact. When you are moving agricultural vehicles, tractors and things, they present a high risk really, not due to the speed, but due to the size and the dangerous loads that they can carry. The last thing you want is something running into them. Yeah, I've been to a couple of serious and fatals on this road. It's unlit. I mean, in winter it does get quite bad. You've got to adapt your driving, especially when it's on country roads and dark lanes and things like that. And it's in the dark, you're looking out for other road users.
The driver of the tractor stated to me that he was pulling out the junction and his brakes didn't work. That's when he rolled out of the junction and the other cars hit him. He's not got any substantial injuries, he's just complaining of head pain. It's the people that were in the other vehicle that have obtained quite bad injury.
As Craig arrives, other emergency services are tending to casualties.
2386.
Mate, can you go in local? They've apparently got the tractor driver.
Yeah.
Just grab hold of him. Shall I get an update on this kid?
Yeah.
Traffic cop John Terry was one of the first on scene.
The most seriously injured occupant of the Fiesta is now on the way to Sheffield Northern General. Significant head injuries, trauma, etc. So we need to get some MRI scans and everything. The scene's been locked down. We're just awaiting the arrival of the forensic collision investigator to have a look at the scene.
After speaking to the tractor driver, Craig updates colleagues.
So we've got the tractors here. It's saying he's pulled out, his brakes have failed. And he's hit that car there, that Fiesta, made a mess of that.
Yep.
He's already said my brakes didn't work on it, and that's what's caused me to pull out.
Right. Okay.
His brakes have failed, which has made him pull out into the path of this car. It's a quiet road, as you can see, it's unlit, which has sent that car rolling. Basically now what we do is treat it as we would like a basic murder scene. Everything's locked down, we try and keep everybody away from the vehicles and so on to make sure that any evidence is preserved.
As the Fiesta passengers receive treatment,
just keep to this side for us.
Craig deals with the young tractor driver.
It's standard procedure that we will request a sample of saliva for a drug swipe, and we'll request a sample of breath. Have you had any drugs in the last 24 hours or anything like that? Okay. So what that does now, that'll be 8 minutes that we just wait for that. Yes. Have you had a alcoholic drink in the last 20 minutes? Blow, keep going, 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 keep going. And that's great, you have blown 0.
With one of the casualties at hospital in a critical condition, a forensic collision investigation is now underway.
Tractor's pulled out here, it's failed to stop. Fiesta's hit it.
And ended up
and then ended up over there.
As soon as we've got the injured people out the vehicles, we then lock that down as a crime scene, just like we would any other scene.
3 in here.
3 in here. So we've got dad, son, and wife in the back.
If somebody's going to die from this, we need to find out answers and what caused it.
Not sure who was driving.
Son was passenger though, wasn't he?
We've got our forensic collision investigator. They're going to do a scan, they're going to take the photos, going to take road markings.
Crash detective Ian Niven and forensic investigator Emma Lound take up the case.
Is any occupants from the vehicle still at scene?
Mum is in that ambulance down there.
Not worth just finding out from her.
Who was travelling where?
Yeah, who was wearing.
My name's Ian, I'm one of the police investigators. Okay? Just a very quick question.
When the tractor's come out into this carriageway and the Fiesta's been travelling along, it's quite a fast road. The tractor has come out of this junction where it should have given way. They've collided with each other. Mark number 2 here, you can see quite a significant gouge mark, which is where the Fiesta's collided with the tractor, forcing the Fiesta into the road. Something from the underside of it, usually the wishbone or something similar, has caused a gouge mark in the road surface. We've got a few more little ones kind of scattered about here, marks 3, 4 and 5. That could be from the tractor overturning or it could be from the Fiesta. and then you can see a long mark here, which starts where number 7 is and goes all the way to the vehicle there, as you can see by the cat size I've put out. After it's collided with this vehicle, it's maintained a sort of slightly curved but relatively straight path to where it's come to rest down there. And then obviously they've dealt with the casualties after that.
Sergeant Adam Shipley is also on scene with an update on the casualty.
He's got a severe depressed fracture of the skull, still life-threatening. They put him on general anaesthetic and they're going in, taking him to Hallamshire tonight now to be operated on, which is like a neuro specialist place for brain injuries. Yeah. Yes, they're still saying he's still very poorly and still could die basically.
The tractor driver's alleging that the brakes have failed on it, so it's crucial to the investigation that they are checked to see if the brakes are working. Obviously, while it's on its side, any fluids could be draining out potentially, so it's important to get it back on its wheels. It just helped the examination to warrant by the vehicle examiners.
As the investigation continues, Craig searches for more evidence.
Thank you very much. We'll get somebody to come and sort that for you.
A resident CCTV has captured the incident.
And what it shows is the vehicle travelling down here, getting to the junction and appearing not to really stop. And it shows it colliding with the Fiesta. That he said that his brakes have failed and he's overshot the junction. Well, the CCTV does show him overshooting the junction, but whether that's due to brake failure or travelling too fast or complacent, this lad, he comes up and down this road quite a lot. Has he been and done it numerous times when nothing's happened.
The tractor driver claims his brakes failed, but Craig and the team suspect otherwise.
The drug swipe came back as negative, so what we're going to do now is the driver's going to be arrested for causing serious injury by dangerous driving, and then he'll be transported. Hi, you alright? So the time is 9:10, alright, and I'm arresting you on suspicion of causing serious injury by dangerous driving. The arrest is necessary for the prompt investigation of the offence and to gain evidence by further questioning.
The teenager will now be taken into police custody.
Right, I understand that your world has probably just fallen out. Don't worry, it's part of the investigation, alright? Obviously it's severe and it's quite serious, but you've probably never been in trouble before in your life, have you? Alright, so the last thing that I want you to do is get worried and upset. Obviously, I feel sorry for the occupants in the car. Are they going to pull through? But I've also got a little bit of sympathy for the tractor driver. He could be facing a sentence of death by dangerous or causing serious injury by dangerous drive. You do feel a little bit sorry for him as well as, the others involved. You'll be taken to Ripley custody, okay, where you'll be put in a cell, and then you'll be interviewed. You understand? Yeah. So if you just take a seat in that car...
While Craig takes the driver to a police station, recovery of the tractor becomes the priority.
At the minute we've got some quite serious injuries to the passenger from the Ford Fiesta. We need to make sure that the vehicles are roadworthy. Obviously the tractor, there's some suggestion that there may be some issue with the braking at the time the collisions took place. It'll all form part of the long-term investigation plan and how ultimately what charges, if any, come towards the driver of the tractor.
Whenever you come across a collision, we tend to find that nobody sets out to cause a collision that day. It's normally circumstances have unfolded and that's what's caused it. And we go and speak to the driver and we find out it's a young lad who's saved up and bought his first tractor and he was on his way to work. But we've also got a duty of care to the injured person. As far as he's concerned, his world's just ended.
With the rear seat passenger still receiving hospital treatment for a serious head injury.
Right, follow it round now, Phil, follow it round. Build it.
Emma and vehicle examiner Trevor Jones inspect the vehicles.
Yeah, at some point these vehicles have come together and collided. During the collision, the Fiesta, due to the dynamics of the vehicle, has flipped the tractor over onto its side, and the rear occupant of the Fiesta was seriously injured.
From an impact point of view, I believe it happened and it came in from its near side.
Yeah, it approached from the near side, yeah. It's a significant amount of damage. The front occupants both walked out of it. I think the front ones did. It's the rear occupant that got the... With what the driver said of the tractor initially, that the brakes failed, that's obviously the key thing that needs investigating to start with.
Okay, what we're trying to do is get the tractor centralised onto the brake rollers. It's important to get it centralised for accurate readings. And basically what happens is the rollers will drive the wheels. And the test is for the foot brake to be applied to try and stop the rollers rotating. On this, we've got a split brake. One pedal, this wheel, other pedal, obviously the left. But at the incident time, and mainly when they're driving, they'll lock the pedals together to make it one pedal. Okay, so we're now starting the offside. Yep. Rotating. Start to brake. Yep, 6-10. So we're now going to lock the pedals together and run both rollers together. Both running.
Yep.
What we at? How many?
100. One there.
To lock. 640, 380 near side. And the lock, and locked. Yeah, so they're both locked again. The brakes are working. There's travel, but the brakes do lock and they do work.
Ultimately, if they work, they work.
They work, and
So,
yeah. So on that basis, you know, the braking system hasn't failed effectively.
we've got a couple more tests to do with various bits and bobs on it. We need to just check that the brake lights were working as well, because we have got some CCTV, some distant CCTV from behind it. So we just want to make sure that the brake lights were working and what we've got on camera is correct.
What I'm going to do, Emma,
yeah,
I'm going to press the foot brake, and I just want you to tell me the point at which the lights come on.
Okay.
So I'm starting to press the foot brake now. Are they on?
No.
Tell me what point the brakes come on.
Yeah.
There. So it's at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've managed to establish that the brakes were working. We've got full wheel lock on the rear wheels. It's only got a two-wheel braking system, and it was effective. And we also managed to establish that the brake lights were operating when the brake pedal was pressed. So the claim that the brakes weren't working doesn't seem to be substantiated at this time.
For the young tractor driver, it means he may face a careless driving charge and a possible prison sentence. Coming up.
When he hit the vehicle, he was on the wrong side of the road.
Okay.
And was coming around the corner at some speed.
Wet country roads.
This is about where the impact is. Then he's rolled it a couple of times down there.
And speeding drivers.
Come around the corner and he's lost it, basically.
Endangering lives.
She's been lucky. She's been lucky, really. Hopefully he'll get a suitable punishment for this.
Appreciated. I know, like I say, that you were mentioning the weather, so I appreciate that. I'm honest this channel for your update.
It's persisting it down today. Just look outside, it's grim. I think we need a boat today, not a car. So let's see how it goes.
Facing a wet shift on the roads, the number of smashes officers like Rich Morris deal with increases by a quarter.
When the weather conditions take a turn for the worse and you've got heavy rain and high winds, what I can't understand is people don't adjust their driving style according to these conditions. Although visibility is good, relatively, you have got a lot of spray coming up, you have pockets of water on the road, there's little microclimates everywhere. I think that's one of the questions of life that will never be answered, why people don't just slow down when the weather is atrocious. Doesn't matter what tyres you've got on, if you're hitting a pool of water exceeding the speed limit, you've got more of a risk of being involved in a collision. People just don't get it. It's incredibly stupid that people don't adjust their driving style according to the conditions.
Tango 39 receiving an A.
Tango 10, I'm in Duffield, what have we got?
I've had a RTC, so it's just on the on-slip, as you're pulling onto the A38.
So it's A38 Toyota roundabout on the south?
Yes.
Rich is responding to reports of a single car collision.
Somebody's iPhone has gone off because there's been an impact, and some cars have a responder in them that will make a telephone call when there's been an impact. Cars actually ringing you up nowadays. We're really living in the future, aren't we?
The actual occupants calling in, they've had a crash with a car. One come down past your field and lost it in the left. Came back and gone on, not injured. Car's been stuck in the road.
Yes, noted, run away. There is a BMW M Series that has come off the road in the wet weather. Apparently he's not injured, so that's good news. There we are.
The drivers crashed on a dual carriageway slip road near Derby.
What's happened here then, pal?
Come round the corner and it stepped out, and then that was it.
Right.
And the Arco railing and banged it down.
Okay. Right, I need to get you recovered then, don't I?
Yeah.
NA Tango 10. You've got no injuries, mate? No, you're all right. It's a bit shook up.
No, the airbag went off.
Yes, exactly where it is. On slip on the southbound.
That's a slippery corner, mate. Wasn't even doing anything. It's like going around.
You must have been going a bit. Everybody else is managing to go round there, aren't they? That's.
Going fast too.
Okay. It's just if everybody else has managed to do it, but you haven't. There's obviously.
Yeah, okay.
Well, what else could it be? That's what I'm saying.
He went out. Honestly, he went. Literally 2 seconds. He went on that one.
What I am saying though is that everybody else manages to come round here, don't
Well,
they?
you've seen a police car not bend on this. They're going to slow down, aren't they?
Well, before I got here though, they were still doing that, weren't they? He's come round the corner and he's lost it basically. So, but it goes back to what we said earlier this morning. Thousands of people drive down here every day. They don't seem to have a problem with it. It's going too fast, isn't it?
The smashed car will now be recovered while its driver waits for a lift.
He is lucky. It could have been a lot worse, but like I say, collisions don't just happen. There is a reason for them. If there's a crash in bad weather, it's the same as a crash in dry weather. It's the fault of the drivers, generally, unless there's a mechanical defect, which some people try and use, oh, it's a mechanical defect, my car's failed or my brakes have failed or something. It's a load of rubbish.
Despite his suspicions, Rich isn't taking any further action against the driver.
There's an off-duty paramedic on scene. We've got the off-duty officer on scene.
At Force HQ, reports are coming in of another collision.
Female driver of the Nissan is conscious breathing but does have whiplash, neck and back injury, possible broken arm.
20 miles north of Rich, involving multiple vehicles.
The driver of the black vehicle, the Fabia, split several times, either foreign and national, injuries, state of shock and injury to arm.
Is that the one that's rolled several times?
Rather than the radio, they just followed him and he's just got out the leg down, see?
Fellow traffic cop Sergeant Adam Shipley is also en route to the scene.
Yes, the Soda Fabia is the one that's rolled and he's the one that's trying to take off at the same time.
After a head-on smash on a country road, one of the drivers has tried to run away.
The majority of accidents, crashes we go to, involving young people, predominantly young men. I think there is an element of some of them, their ambition certainly outstrips their ability.
An update, young male driver of the black vehicle apparently is very agitated. So expect a bit of a welcome party. After being shot, we're not sure about drink or drugs, and he won't disclose his name either.
They're either off the road through drink or drugs, or they've committed a road traffic offence. That's why they've fled the scene. Why would you leave the scene of an accident? Because you don't want to speak to us. We're going to what's been reported as a 3-car collision at a rural location a couple of minutes away up here. 3 vehicles involved, and apparently one of the vehicles has rolled several times as well. Ambulance are on scene. However, we've still got some mess to sort out. I think it is a bit of a mess, to be honest. So we've got to try and work out what's happened and sort it all out. Oscar Tango 10, State 6.
An injured woman is still behind the wheel of a Nissan.
Hey, you all right? Okay. All right, perfect. Nobody in this one. Right.
While the Skoda driver, which rolled several times,
follow him, my mate. Okay.
Has walked away unharmed.
Initially, you're looking at the severity of the incident. Are there injuries? How severe are those injuries? If it's damage only.
I need to call my family.
Yeah, 1 minute. Just let him just deal with initial stuff, then we'll slow it all down. That's okay. Yeah, we'll chill. Chill will be good. Okay. Yeah, mate.
As that one's come round the corner,
yeah.
He's hit an elderly lady in a vehicle on the wrong side of the road.
Right.
That's flipped at least twice or possibly thrice.
Okay.
An off-duty officer witnessed what happened.
He's actually climbed through the roof and out, and then he was trying to make off, so I grabbed hold of him.
Right. Was he speeding, or did you see him doing anything that he shouldn't have?
From what I saw, he was coming around the corner very fast.
Right.
When he hit the vehicle, he was on the wrong side of the road.
Okay.
And around the corner at some speed.
All right.
Do you want me to...
All right. You've got your golden hour inquiries where you need to kind of lock that scene down, because you've possibly got witnesses there with dashcam footage, or they've witnessed it themselves. It's important to capture that information from the scene.
He came over the brow of the hill here this way, swerved on the other side of the road,
right,
and then tried to pull it back, and then pulling it back.
What do you think to his speed? Was it a bit?
It's wet, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's a 50-mile road conditions.
Right, but he was on the wrong side. He took the bend wide.
As he came around the corner.
Right.
On the wrong
Are you in a car then? Are you?
I'm in that car.
You're in this one. What's happening with him, mate? Is he been breathalyzed?
Madge doing it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be all good, I think.
Yeah, we've got two witnesses to it, saying that he's come over this side of the road, which
closing direction.
Yeah, she's coming up the hill. He's descending. This is about where the impact is. Then he's rolled it a couple of times down there.
By the looks of it, how he's got his seatbelt, the driver at fault, he's had his seatbelt fastened behind his back. Stops the alarm going off to say put your seatbelt on. So he's very lucky, saying the car's actually half rolled onto its side, but he's not been ejected. We've gone to a lot recently, people not wearing seatbelts, and they've ended up basically getting thrown out the windows. That never ends well, that doesn't.
You live in Nottingham or in Leicester?
In London.
London?
Yeah.
Tell my mate there, he'll need your address.
Yeah, I give it. I give it the address, I give it everything.
No, I just spoke to him. I don't think he's coming back non-licensed holder.
It's a non-licensed holder?
Yeah, non-licensed.
Okay.
See now he's got a seatbelt as well.
Is it on the seat behind him? Right, okay.
Adam's piecing together all the information.
I've arrived, after it's all the dust has settled, so to speak. The car's a right mess. But thankfully, they're talking to the occupants.
It's looking like the black Skoda's come around the bend too quickly on the wet, I'd suggest, lost control. This lady's really wrong place, wrong time. Doing nothing wrong, mind her own business, just driving back to a friend's house. And the cars have just collided. You can see offside to offside. The Skoda's then carried on down the road. Looks like it's span, hit the bank, turned onto its side. And ladies there, she's just been very carefully took out of the
car by paramedics. So she's been lucky. She's been lucky, really.
The injured woman's being taken to hospital with a suspected broken arm.
The driver of the Skoda has been driving that Duke attention. He's not got his seatbelt on, it's fastened behind him, as we've seen, and there's some suggestion he might have a driving licence or a correct driving licence.
You're going onto rural country roads, quite fast roads, sweeping bends. It was raining, the road was wet. All it takes, the road wasn't much on the roads, but when there's less cars on the road, cars are generally travelling a bit faster, and all it takes is for a car to come around the bend, them to be on the wrong side at that time, and you've got a, disaster.
The young driver may now be facing charges.
We verified his identity, we know who he is, we know he's not drunk, we know he's not on drugs. Ultimately, there's not really any necessity to arrest him. He'll still get put before the courts in exactly the same way, and it'll be down to the magistrates then to decide what penalty he gets. Hopefully he'll get suitable punishment for this.
If found guilty of dangerous driving, the man faces a ban and possibly a custodial sentence. Coming up.
Done a good job of that, didn't you?
A speeding driver in the wet.
You can look like that as much as you want, okay? You see all these cars coming down here? They're not coming off the road, are they?
Narrowly escapes in one piece.
Yeah. You're lucky to still be walking.
Usually people slow down when it's bad weather.
Usually?
Yeah, I'm on the B6179. Looks like there's been an RTC, there's a car in the hedge.
Veteran traffic cop PC Paul Barker is teamed up with rookie PC Corey Jones.
Trusting to crash while it's tipping it down.
Yeah.
A car's hit a bus stop and crashed into a ditch.
You're right, mate. Are you injured at all?
The young drivers walked away unharmed.
Done a good job of that, didn't you?
And was the Ford Fiesta's only occupant.
So what happened then?
Just driving, and I think it's water. Just hit water, spun out, smacked that, went.
Okay. The key's still in it?
Yeah, everything.
People tend to crash in bad weather because they don't make any adjustments to their driving. And they just don't switch on and just think. They're just in their own little box, in their own little world, and they expect to get everywhere at the same speed and not bother slowing down.
Well, you stand reported for careless driving. Not everybody's coming off the road, are they? And you're going too fast for the...
Oh, really?
Well, really, yeah. Well, you're the first one we've come across tonight who's come off the road because they're driving too fast for the conditions. So you stand reported for the question to be considered prosecute you for careless driving. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you don't mention something which you later land in court. Anything you do say may have given evidence. You can look like that as much as you want, okay? You see all these cars coming down here? They're not coming off the road, are they? All right. Nobody else has come off the road.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going too fast for the conditions.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'll get somebody to come down and give you a lift home. Can I have somebody join me down here just to give this chap a lift home?
What's this saying about like recording? Well, I'll get to court, mate. If you challenge it. I don't even think I was driving, man. I was doing like 35, probably.
The man passed his driving test 9 months ago.
Inexperienced drivers tend to crash because their ability isn't as good as what they think they are. They've only just started to drive and they're still learning how to do it, and it takes a while to be able to drive properly afterwards.
I think you've done well to get that uninjured, because considering that you've come this far off the road, you've rolled and it's left on its side, yeah, you're lucky to still be walking.
It's too fast for the conditions, basically. It's nobody else's fault that you've come off the road. Nobody else is coming off here. It's not as though it's a difficult corner that to negotiate. It's a sweeping offside bend. Yeah, there's standing water in places, but not on that side.
You got enough leg room? Yeah. sorted. Thank you very much. Definitely looking to get that unscratched, uninjured. I mean, the car's rolled a couple of times and it's been left on its side. So for him to walk away from that scratch-free, go and buy a lottery ticket, I think. Poor old Doris won't know what time her bus is now.
Wet weather plays a role in the death or serious injury of 1,300 people a year on UK roads.
It baffles me why they just don't slow down a bit. And people just don't adjust their driving style for the conditions. We've got a lot of standing water on the roads. You've got heavy rain, visibility's not great. And these people are just task focused, getting to their destination as soon as they can do. The hassle that you go through when your car has been involved in an accident, it's not worth it. If you're driving, you need to be switched on all the time. It's just not worth it.
Every single time there is heavy rain or snow, it is a shift of towing people out of ditches, getting people out of cars because they're aquaplaned on the dual carriageways. Stay at home, yeah, I'd be at home if I didn't have to go to work to pull them people out of ditches. They're just going out, like, as they would usually. Oh, I'm just going around to mates or going around to see my mum or whatever. Well, why? Now you've just crashed your car. Anyway.
The weather climate can change very quickly. You know, you can go in Derby and it can be 5-6 degrees. You get caught to the peaks and it can be -4 or 5. So they're the challenges where you've got to adapt your driving. So you're putting yourself at a massive risk by just increasing the speed.
In this episode,
Yeah, she's still in the car, but she is conscious and breathing.
the grandmother who crashed whilst driving in the Peak District did not sustain any serious injuries and has since made a full recovery.
Like, she's seen the corner and the car just kind of started slipping. All right. Straight up and over the wall.
No further action was taken by police in relation to the accident.
Tractor's here. It's saying he's pulled out, his brakes have failed.
The teenage tractor driver involved in a nighttime collision on an unlit country road,
just keep to this side for us,
was found guilty of causing serious injury by careless driving. He received an 18-month suspended prison sentence, 120 hours unpaid work, and banned from driving for 18 months.
He's got severe depressed fracture of the skull, still life-threatening. They're putting him on general anaesthetic.
The casualty, who was taken to hospital, is still recovering after sustaining a serious head injury. No action was taken against the driver, Rich Morris, suspected of speeding when losing control on a dual carriageway slip road.
It's just, if everybody else has managed to do it, but you haven't, there's obviously... Okay. Well, what else can it be, all right? Yeah. Follow him, mate.
The young man, who tried to leave the scene after driving on the wrong side of the road, head-on into an elderly lady.
He's been driving that Duke attention, and there's some suggestion he might not have a driving licence or a correct driving licence.
Was reported on summons to court for careless driving and no licence and no insurance. At court, he was banned from driving and received a community service order.
Doing a good job of that, ain't you?
And the young driver who crashed into a bus stop was reported on summons for careless driving.
You can look like that as much as you want, okay? No. You see all these cars coming down here, they're not coming off the road, are they?
He accepted responsibility for the crash and attended a driver improvement programme instead of prosecution.
And if you or someone you know has been affected by any issue raised in Traffic Cops tonight, head for channel5.com/helplines for information and support. Next, the au pair settles in, and that's when family life becomes very unsettling. New Channel 5 original drama starts in just a moment.